Yeah, absolutely. 60 to 80 pounds. Some sort of shepherd mix, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure, but yeah, no, yeah, I like to see the happy ending. So, happy ending for us today is the fact that we are getting a little bit of rain, and we are not necessarily at this point seeing the severe weather prospects that we were talking about. And I told you yesterday, I didn't really have a lot of confidence, a lot of faith in that severe weather prospect, and the atmosphere just is not necessarily setting up for it. I say that, but I'm going to follow it up by saying any storm that we see tonight could still produce a little bit of hail. So let's take a look right now at kind of the main complex in our area. This is around Pigcoke, just south of Gatesville, just west of Flat, kind of moving off towards Bell County at this hour. And even this, since we did first weather about 10 minutes ago, has lost a lot of its oomph really. And again, that one storm we were following earlier moving into Bell County, now moving off towards I-35, that has almost diminished down to nothing at this point. So a lot of these storms are losing a lot of energy. And of course, we are starting to get closer to that time when we start losing heat rather than gaining heat in the day, and of course that's not going to help either. The one thing I do want to point out here is some of these storms, especially right here in parts of central Coryell County, about 25, 26 mile per hour wind gusts, nothing super crazy, but again, you'll notice it as it comes through. The other area that we want to look at is down in parts of Lampasas, off into Llano County here, and even the storm we were looking at in the northeastern parts of Lampasas County has diminished significantly at this point too. Again, we are watching these storms diminish. They could get a little bit more vigorous as we head through the rest of the evening. I do want to put that caveat on there. I want to show you this storm right here. This is the one we were watching earlier as it was moving through Coryell County. Did develop a hail core, but again, has diminished down to next to nothing. And the hail at the biggest point was about a ½ an inch. That's about the size of a marble, close to a dime, as it was moving through parts of Coryell County there. So that's what we're looking at locally across the area. This is all coming in, streaming in from the west, and will continue to do so as we head through the next 3 to 4 hours. So of course we'll keep an eye on it for you. Taking a live look across Temple, we're looking west and kind of northwest, and you can see those storms, that rain curtain, the clouds off to the west, that again is moving off towards I-35. So we'll see it here over the next hour or so. 63, not a lot of warmth, 52% humidity, not a lot of moisture. So again, not the best setup for the stronger storms that we were talking about, but I don't want you to lose your vigilance. Let's keep in mind that we could still see some hail with some of these storms that develop over the course of the evening. So it's all part of this much larger upper level trough system that is moving across the area, and we're actually on the back side of that trough. And I mentioned last night, that's not the most conducive part of these systems to see those stronger storms. So that's another reason I didn't have a whole lot of confidence here. We're on the back side. So if you notice a storm is moving a little awkwardly southeast instead of northeast like they usually do, that's why, because that's where the upper level flow is coming from. This whole system is going to continue pushing east, and as it does so, it's going to take the storms with it over the course of the evening. Here we are, 6 o'clock. You can see just a few storms across the area. Scattered showers, scattered thunderstorms. That's what we talked about yesterday. That's what we're seeing, and that's what we'll continue to see through the rest of the night. Moves off across I-35 around 8 through 9 o'clock, moves into the Brazos Valley, and then it's gone by 10 or 11 o'clock. So keep that in mind. By the time you go off to bed, these storms will have come to an end. Would be remiss not to mention that we are still under that level 1 out of 5 marginal risk for severe weather. But again, anything we see tonight would probably be pocket change sized hail and gusts of maybe 40 miles per hour. We're going to dry out. We're going to warm up back into the 80s for your Easter weekend. It'll be breezy. And then another cold front next week has us back in the 60s and 70s.
All right. Thanks for watching all of it for us, Matt. Appreciate you. Well,